Hello guys, in this video I'll be listing off the worst parts in stereo extremeness, and this is also a video for people watching me like, wow, I think I could probably do this too. No, you can't. This level is like really hard. But anyways, let's just start from the beginning. So this part is probably the most frustrating part because you're gonna die here like a lot. And this could be very annoying after you don't get past the fucking force spike, and then when you do get over it, you die to the spike right after. It could get like super annoying because then you have to go all the way back to 0. And also, I'm just going to point this out. I'm not sure if it's RobTop's programming, but sometimes I don't even touch the hitbox and it literally still kills me. Literally just like at this example. So I didn't talk about this part so much because I just didn't know what to say about it. It's kind of pretty easy. The wave part is like really easy. I could do like the wave trial, which is doing the wave 10 times in a row, I think. So yeah, this is mostly why I did not talk about this part of the section. It's pretty easy, so let's just get to the pre-drop. Fuck! The pre-drop is annoying. The blue orbs are kinda easy, you just have to like time your clicks late, or else you're gonna fall and die. And then after you pass the blue orbs, you have to do an early jump, but not too early or else you're gonna bump your head on these top spikes. This part is pretty easy, I could do this with no problem, but this part, oh my god, I hate this part with my soul. Not only do you have to do very late clicks, you basically have to do a luck click on this part, and then you get blinded by the lights and run into this tiny little spike. The rest is kinda easy, there's just very late clicks. But the black orbs are literally just like a piece of cake. And this basically wraps up the pre-drop. So before you even get to the drop, you have to get past these first 2 blue orbs, which is like the hardest part of this whole drop. These clicks are so light, I have to click the side of my mouse. I can't explain to you how light these clicks are. If you fart too loud, you'll die. But the actual drop of the level is kinda easy. It's not the most difficult thing in the level, but it is still really hard. To be more specific, the hardest part for me was the straight fly. You basically have to glaze the spikes. But then when you're done doing the straight fly, the stuff after is actually pretty easy. Before I thought dropping down without hitting the portals was hard, but with a lot of practice I could do it with ease now. And then after the portal, everything else is pretty easy, just jump over fish road. But PreDrop likes to do these little things where he puts slanted spikes. And if you don't play Geometry Dash, you'll be like, how is he jumping on these spikes? Well, I'm not. For some reason, RobTop made it where the actual hitbox that kills you isn't the whole spike. It's just a small rectangle in the spike that kills the player. And in these slanted spikes, there's a little tiny gap between the actual hitbox. So, PreDrop made it where you have to jump between these little gaps so you don't die. And he does this like a lot in the level. But for me, I didn't really find this part that difficult, so I could pretty do this with ease. And the green portals right after this is also really easy. And this pretty much wraps up the drop. The robot is the hardest part of the level and the longest part. So the first spike is another slanted spike where you have to jump on the side of the spike. But since you're so far in the level, the stretch gets to you. So you're like, oh my god, I'm at the robot. And if somehow you haven't broken your setup and you do get past the spike, you have to do this very late click. That is the pain of my existence. This click is so late. You basically have to get lucky. This is the main thing that keeps me from beating this level. And this isn't even the only bullshit in this section. I haven't even talked about the staircase. It's either you jump too far or you jump too little and die to this little spike. And then when you do get past the staircase, you die to the slanted spike because you jump too high and not on the side. But then you do get a little break after this part, But then you get to this part. You basically have to lock in because you are so close to beating the level. So let me just show you this last section of the robot. So you're probably thinking, well, it doesn't look that hard. You just have to jump off this tiny platform and then you have to jump on this platform. No. First of all, these little stars aren't decoration. These are actual spikes. So you can't hold for too long or else you're going to hit one of these stars. And on this click, you have to make sure you are far enough from the star and this memory part, which is not that hard when you play the same robot part 20,000 times. But then you're done with the robot section, and now for the most stressful part. The end ship. This is probably the most stressful part in the whole level because not only are you on the ending of the level, you have to do some crazy ship control. So there's two paths, the top one and the bottom path. The top path is the coin route and has some crazy straight fly. And the bottom path is not as crazy straight fly, but at the end there's this crazy mini wave part that is way harder than the whole level. But since I'm a pro, I still can do it. Oh! Yo! Let's go! But anyways, the top path is actually much easier. So I go up in most of my runs since it's easier, even though it's the coin route. So the thing that mostly kills me is this big fat head that comes up and blocks the way. So you have to do an early click to go up on time. Then this is probably the most stressful part. First, you have to go up this portal and make sure you don't keep holding or else you're going to hit the top spikes or the bottom spikes. So you have to hold it for the right amount of time to be in the middle. And then you have to go down this tiny slope, and if you're too late or too early, you're going to hit either the top or bottom spikes. So you have to be perfect with it. And then you have to do this tight straight fly. This is probably the most scariest part because one too early click or one too late click will kill you. And you have to go all the way back to 0. But it's not the tight straight fly that kills me. It's the spikes after the straight fly. So he added a block so you have to go up, but not too up or you're gonna die from the top spikes. Then he added a bottom block which makes you go down, but not too down or you die to the bottom spikes. Then you have to go through this tight gap that you have to click super early for, then have to do this crazy up and down rhythm, then fall down, but make sure you click or else you're gonna die to the last spike. Then you have to hold to go up, but not too early or you're gonna hold on this block which is too early and you'll die to the spikes. So you have to not touch the top spikes and slip right through this little tiny gap. Then this little easy straight fly. And I'm not even joking guys, if I die to these last 2 spikes in one of my attempts, I'm probably gonna need a new setup. But then after, you're done. You just beat stereo extremeness. Man, I can't wait to see those words on my screen. Thank you guys for watching me yap about my hardest parts in stereo extremeness, and hope to see you guys in the next video or live stream. And oh, make sure you guys
sub to my games.